Okay, today, so I already taught you how to add, subtract. Today I'm going to teach you how to multiply and divide integers. Does anybody know the rules before I officially teach them to you?
No.
Really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Yes, Jeffrey?
My iPad is at home.
Okay.
We're moving.
Oh, wait, let's just focus on this. Just focusing on this. Okay. No, as in we are in class right now with 30 kids. We want to make sure we focus and give them. All right. So, for example, let's see if you guys know what -2 times -5 is equal to.
-10. What?
Okay, I heard some answers. Cover your nose. The answer is actually 10. Just 10.
What? I told you guys.
So it's a positive 10, but we don't write the positive, right? So, I heard a lot of answers say -10, and that's okay. We're going to go over it today. So the rules are,
Go to the other page thing.
we'll write the rule here, and then we'll go to the other, because sometimes the other page thing doesn't say it exactly how I teach it. Different interpretations of the same rule. Okay, for multiplication and division, the rule is the same for multiplication and division. If the signs are the same, if the signs are the same, the answer is positive. So if the signs are the same, it's positive. Okay? If the signs are the same, it's positive. Like our example. These two numbers were negative. They were both negative. So because they're both negative, our answer is a positive. It doesn't matter the numbers. If they're the same, it's a positive. Question?
So it's always a positive.
Yes. So if you have two negatives, multiplication, it equals a positive. Is that the same thing for addition? No. For addition, it stays negative, right? So, like the song is, if the signs are, I don't know how the song goes, never mind. If the signs are the same, you add and keep. Here, Jesus, the signs are the same, it's a positive, done. So 2, if the signs are, write this down, different. I don't know if it happens in this class. Please make sure you copy everything down. I had students in my last class, they stopped right here. If the signs are different, and then they stopped writing for like the other rule for addition. I'm like, what do you do when they're different? Read it. And it's like, if the signs are different, does it tell you what to do? No. Did you finish copying? No. You have to finish copying all the notes. Don't just stop, because then it's worthless. If the signs are different, the answer will be negative.
Oh. Yeah, I knew that.
If the signs are different, the answer will be negative. It doesn't matter which number is bigger, smaller, which number comes first, which number comes second, which number comes third. Doesn't matter. So, for example, if I have -16 divided by 4, what's -16 divided by 4? -4. This is a negative, this is a positive. So they're different, right? So that means that my answer is going to be a negative. What if I have 2 times -3? 2 times -3 is what? -6. Even though the positive came first and the negative came second, doesn't matter. Even though whatever, it's different. It's a negative. Okay?
You just multiply and divide, and they're different. You just add a negative.
Yeah.
I mean, they're the same.
Yeah. So you multiply and divide like usual, like multiply, divide. There's no tricks about that. Then you go back and you go, okay, they're different, negative. They're the same, positive. That's it. The number one mistake kids do is they'll apply this rule, which is a pretty easy rule, to the addition and subtraction. Yeah. And it's like, no. Remember, that's why we spend so much time on addition and subtraction, because the rules are a lot harder than this one. These rules are easy. Hence, we wait until the very end to teach them to you. So, if I have 10 times negative 5, what's 10 times negative 5? Negative 50, right? It's 10 times 5. 10 times 5 is 50, right? This is a positive, this is a negative, so our answer is a negative, right, if they're different. If I have negative 11 times negative 4, what's negative 11 times negative 4? Positive 44, just 44. So here we have two negatives. When I have two negatives in multiplication or division, my answer is a positive. Okay? Which is totally different than your adding and subtracting. Right? Because if I were to add this, negative 11 plus negative 4, I get negative 15. Right? So in addition, if I were to add these two numbers, I add them and then keep the sign. But for multiplication, totally different rules. The number one mistake kids do is they'll start putting the easy rule on the hard problems, and you just gotta keep everything separate. Okay? There are some teachers. Before I go into. There's some other teachers. Well, you just have to look for the operation. Is it multiplication? Is it division? That's it. Okay. Let's do it on the little chart. So find the little chart. We'll cut out. Okay, let's see. When multiplying or dividing integers, blank like you blank would. Okay, I don't like that at all. Well, they're both. Multiply and divide. Because they're the same rule. For multiplication and division, it's the same rule. I don't like that. Here's what it's like. Same sign equals a positive. So you see how there's two negatives? Two negatives equal a positive. Two positives equal a positive, like elementary school. A negative times a positive is equal to a negative. A positive times a negative is equal to a negative. Again, it's like some teachers write it, a negative times a negative is equal to a positive. A positive times a positive is equal to a positive. A negative times a positive is equal to a negative. A negative times a positive is equal to a negative. So, N stands for negative, P stands for positive. I'm not loving this little fill in the blank. I don't think it's very useful, actually. So maybe this is a little bit more useful. So here's a visual representation. Negative times a negative equals a positive, positive. So again, if they're the same sign, it's a positive. If they're different signs, a negative, right? Now, okay. The triangle. Okay, here. I forgot to introduce to you some people call it the Dorito Man. Some call it the triangle dude. So it's this little Dorito Superman guy, and some people draw a cape. Where's Angel when you need him? Here's his cape. True. That doesn't look like a cape, does it?
That's a cape.
Yeah, it's a cape.
That's a leg.
I don't think that's a leg.
That's a cape. Okay, if Angel was here, I would ask Angel to come up and draw me a really awesome cape, but he's not here, so whatever. We'll deal. Okay. So this little Dorito man, we call it the triangle man or the Dorito man because it's like the shape of a Dorito chip. We use it when we have multiplication division problems. For those kids who have a hard time understanding, we go, okay, if we have -6 times 7, right? You would cover up what you have. So this is -6, so I would cover up one of the negatives. This is +7, so I would cover up the positive. And whatever I don't cover up with my finger would be my answer. So -42. If I had -8 times -8, this is a negative. I would cover up the negative. This is also a negative, so I would cover up the other negative. What didn't I cover up? The positive, so that means that my answer is +64. So we'll have kids draw the little Dorito man on their like homework or their test, and they can just like cover up what they have, and whatever is not covered up is their answer. Some students just know if the signs are the same, positive. If the signs are different, negative. Some students need this little chart here. So there's a bunch of different ways to help you remember what to do with multiplication and division. The Dorito man, that's cool with the little cape. Yeah, that's not a cape. Okay. So now you know you should have all the rules. The subtraction rule ends up being just the addition rule, right? The worst thing you can do is forget about these rules and just do this. It's like, no. Everybody has its own rules. All right.